Hello, hashtag Verse TV family, and welcome. The mic is back. Yes. And I'm Aaron Mack, and it is week 240. Yes. And we will go ahead and get things going with the randomly generated question. And, when it comes to this is a stall tactic. When it comes to randomly generated questions, it is of the utmost importance to ensure that you give yourself enough time to randomly generate. So this is the two press. And the question is, okay, or whatever. It's not embarrassing at me. I am proud. The question is, do you have any embarrassing nicknames to share? And I don't have any embarrassing nicknames. I will say, when I was in high school, I think it was right about at high school, I came up with the nickname spelled a little bit differently. It doesn't matter. It's evolved through the years. Aaron Mack. No, A Mac. I was going to be called A Mac. And I remember that was going to be my play artist name. A lot of people in my family utilize being called by the name Mac because Mac is a short. Anyway, whatever. We're the McDonald family. No, I'm kidding. No, and I love Michael McDonald. Anyway, but no, we shorten to Mac often, and I was going to be A Mac. That was just, and that had nothing to do with the. That's just something I came up with, and I particularly loved the fact that Usher had a song, like, little known fact. Usher's like one of Usher's early songs on his actual first album. Like, a lot of people think that his first album is the My Way album, but that's not true. I don't remember the name of it, but his actual first full album was there was a song on it called Just Call Me a Mac. That was a single. And I was like, that's so cool because my nickname is A Mac and the song is Just Call Me a Mac. So it's like, yeah, like, don't you see the similarity? Yes. And Just Call Me a Mac. Yeah. Cause like that was totally like maybe like 94, I guess. So, although, no, because that's right. When I was in college, his album was entitled 8701 because 87 is the year that he actually started in the music business. I don't think that's when he released the song Just Call Me a Mac, though. I think that was like it has 90s written all over it, in my humble and honest opinion. But my song of the week, my song love, my song preference of the week is none other than it's a June baby, just like me. Released June 7th, my older song, June 7th, 1994. Come As You Are by Patti LaBelle. And that's from her Gems album. Isn't that so diva? I'd like to have an album called Gems. My album is entitled Gems. All of the songs are gems. They're gems. Anyway, but yes, the album is called Gems. And she sings her heart out. So, of course, she's believable when she sings anything. Like, even when she went on Sesame Street and sang the alphabet for my childhood, she was believable with that as well. But I believe, based on what very little I know, based on my knowledge of Patti LaBelle, based on what I've seen of her on TV. So there's a difference between that and saying based on what I know about her, because based on my knowledge of Patti LaBelle, of what I've seen on TV, she is a very loving and open-minded and cool woman. So when she sings, and I just love this song, and I was keeping it on repeat before the show got started, and I just love it. Kimberly, the Pink Ranger on Power Rangers, for something, because I'm not going to take myself on another tangent there. But suffice it to say, as a gay boy, yes, I was the fan of Zach the Black Ranger because I was the black kid, you know. But I also liked Zach, but I legitimately thought the Pink Ranger, Kimberly, was so cool. I thought it was super cool how she had like a little skirt in her outfit. Anyway, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. But yes, I believe when Patti LaBelle says "come as you are," like she actually means "come as you are." And I believe in the song like she's representing the voice of God, because at the end of the day, I am not trying to get so political so soon in the show. At the end of the day, I do believe that when Patti LaBelle sings "come as you are," she means it. Come as you are. Not what some people and places do, and that they're like, "come as you are, asterisk." And what is the asterisk? Come as you are, but you got to change. You got to be somebody else. And perhaps there's a place for that if the person's life is unhealthy. And I know that people often used to feel that way, and some still do, about homosexuality. Like, homosexuality, that's unhealthy. That's unnatural, you know? And it's like, that's the only thing. When it comes to people classifying things as like, that's wrong, you've got to be different. You can't be that. Being anti-homosexual is the only thing that, oh, by the way, Mike, anyway, oh my gosh. But that's the only thing that would prevent someone from a social human beings, because human beings are social, would prevent a social human being from finding love, from falling in love, from having love in their life. Being anti-homosexual, so the "come as you are" asterisk, we're anti-homosexual. Like, that's... Anyway, I love the song by Patti LaBelle. She sings her heart off, and it's exceptional. Her saying, "Come as you are, I'll be there for you. Come as you are, let me adore you." Anyway, she sings her butt off, and it's a beautiful song. 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Let me stop. Okay, hashtag Verse TV family. Everybody go ahead, check out my EP at Aaron Mac. So that's not a Mac, but Aaron Mac, AARON MAC. No, oh my gosh. AARONMCK. I hope I didn't say that last week. Anyway, Yes, check me out on SoundCloud. Check out both of my EPs. It's EP because this is the year 2023 going on 2024 and people don't like long albums. So it's both of them are EPs. So you don't have to dedicate a lot of time to listening to the whole thing. Anyway, so hashtag Verse TV. Oh, that's right. I was going to ask the comments. Comments? Are we ready to get this show on the road? Thank you. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Topic A. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go. Now, share, subscribe, share again, and click like, please, and thank you very much.
Hashtag machines learning. Simplylearn.com. Hashtag VerseTV239A. Netflix, How to Get Rich with Ramit Sethi.
Okay, so, I'm not sure how we'll handle this, but this is a very awkward, ridiculous piece of work because well, I think it is okay because what we will do is this. The show always must go on, and that's absolute period. That's on period, as some would say, but yes. So let's see how far we've come. And if I don't know.
Hashtag Cerebral TV 240 at Jake W. Cornell. Hashtag Live Mike TV 240 at hashtag Hey Shore TV 240 at Gay Magazine. Hashtag Verse TV 240B. Text what bisexual men say to women versus what women actually hear.
Hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know that you are absolutely stunning, and I would love to be able to take you out. Yes, Miss Fish.
It's ridiculous. Okay. So, as far as everything, we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So, are we ready for topic A? Yes.
Hashtag Lessons 40 at The Pro Age Woman. Hashtag VerseTV240A.
5 things to do in your 40s so you don't live a life of regret when you get to your 70s. Stop saying sorry. Instead, say thank you. When you're late, say thank you for waiting. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for looking after me. But stop apologizing. The fastest way to grow your self-esteem is by praising yourself. Do not outsource your need for praise. Do it yourself. Makes you confident instead of needy. Upgrade your thoughts. Be kind to your mind. Fill your mind with positive thoughts. Say no more, but say it with confidence. Don't say, I'm sorry I can't come. Say, thank you for inviting me. I have other plans. No, that doesn't suit me. No, that doesn't work for me. No. Until you can say no, yes has no meaning at all and is always a disguised no. And say fuck more. Fuck off, fuck no. It's a very powerful word. So say fuck off more, especially if you're a woman. It gives you power. Don't apologize. Be your own authentic self is the best thing you can ever be.
So, as a brand new member of the 40 Plus Club, relatively brand new, to the extent that I just turned 40 in June, but some people would be like, oh, you turned 40 like 6 months ago. And I'm like, well, but still. Anyway, but yes. And actually, yes, it's after the 10th. So yeah, that was 6 months ago, but still, whatever. Anyway, but I particularly enjoy how she directed this to people who are 40 plus. And she's like, if you want to be happy with your life in your 70s, I'm like, yes, I like that a lot, one. And two, I feel it applies to all people. That was a test, you guys. That was just a random test. But I feel it applies to all people that these things that she suggested. And I particularly connected with her saying to not say sorry or apologize for everything. Instead, say, thank you. Thank you for your help. Thank you for what you've done. And so this year, my dad's side of the family had holiday Thanksgiving at my cousin and his husband's house, right? I'm going to be there one time. Yes, eventually. Oh, whatever. But yes, we had dinner at my cousin and his husband's house. Okay. Yes, team husbands. And for those who have seen Aaron Mack in person, you know that I currently am in a situation that not only are there bed bugs in the house, still, but it's whatever. But I'm in a situation that I currently use a walker, and things can be troublesome for me as far as getting around and such. And sometimes I can feel like I'm a burden on people. And at holiday dinner this year, my cousins, particularly when it came to me, I was able to eventually get my walker up the steps. It's like 2 steps. And I was eventually able to get my walker up those 2 steps when I went into the house, be like, hey, y'all, I'm here. But on the way out of the house, there was actually more difficulty in getting my walker down the steps. And they actually had to basically hold, because the brakes currently don't work on my walker. I need to get it fixed. I get it. And it's just an issue. It's a screw thing, but whatever. It needs to be done, and it will be done. And they had to like really help me getting down the steps. And a million times I was like, I'm sorry. And they were like, Aaron, stop saying you're sorry. We're here. It's fine. And I realized in retrospect, after the evening, I was like, you know what? The reason that I say sorry so much is because I feel like a burden, quite frankly. And I feel like a burden to myself, you know, because it's like I remember back in the day when I absolutely could do such things, just fun and fancy free and just whatever on my own, you know, and I'll get back there. Positive thoughts is the key. That is the way to go. I'm going to get back there. It's also when she mentioned praising yourself, that is something that I actually do because I acknowledge that, particularly with my habit of saying sorry. So I'm sorry. Like we went to see the Beyonce movie this past weekend, and my friend who went with me, like I was doing good at first because like it was a few steps up to the theater, and once you get inside, it's those few steps, and I didn't want to take the ramp. And the reason I don't always just go to the ramp is because that's actually even much more walking. So generally, I prefer, if it's just a couple of steps, I prefer to go up the steps. And as I was going up the steps, there was a woman who was like, oh my gosh, you're about to go up the steps. And because my friend carried my walker up the steps for me. And she was like, oh, you're going to go up the steps? All right, you better go. And she was just so sweet and encouraging. And she was like, yes, get that leg up. Yes, yes, go up those steps. Do it. Yes, you've got it. And I got up the steps. Now, when it comes to walking to the movie theater itself, it was so far. It was theater 10, of course. So it was an extremely long walk, which tired me out. And my friend had to help me a considerable amount, and I appreciate that of him very much. Now, I'll tie up my final thought with this, in that as far as praise for self, my cat, who is guest presenting with me today, she's in the room with me. And my cat, when I get home from like on the, I mainly my going out day is like, anyway, I don't need to tell all that. I don't need to tell all my business. Anyway, but when I go out, and I like to try to stay active as much as possible and go for long walks as much as possible. And when I come home, my cat hears my walker coming up the hallway, and she makes a lot of noise. She's a very talkative cat. Yes, she is. But all of that noise that she makes, like meow, 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 like, and I'm almost bringing myself to tears again. I stay bringing myself to almost to tears. But anyway, I tell myself that her making all that noise is her congratulating me for making it home after making it through, fighting the good fight to stay up and get home. Because there are times that I fall and all of that stuff, and I always say, you can't give up, can't give up, gotta keep going, gotta keep going. And when I get home, my cat is my cheerleader, and she's like, yay, you made it, yay. Anyway, so all suggestions are great, and I try to, yes, all of the things that she suggested in her video are great, and I try personally to do those things, all of them, except cuss, because I personally don't try not to use profanity. Have I never cussed in my life? Of course. Well, not of course, but yes, I have. But I try not to use profanity in my life. I just don't. That's just me. And I'm not hating on those that do. And there are some people in the world who do it very clever, like have a way with their words. And I don't have time to go into all this. I am sorry. The yes or no, the Y or N question, because we're rebranding. The Y or N question is: no matter your age, do you do all of the things that she mentioned? And now we're going to go into topic B: share, subscribe, and share again. I have no idea which one it is, but we're going to find it. We're going to work it out. Yes.
Hashtag HeyShortTV240 at Gay Magazine. Hashtag VerseTV240B. Hashtag
So the microphone worked. What?
Hashtag HeyShortTV240 at Gay Magazine. Hashtag VerseTV240B. Text what bisexual men say to women versus what women actually hear.
Hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know that you are absolutely stunning, and I would love to be able to take you out. Yes, Miss Fish. Ooh, you is looking good, sister. You is cute. We got to go on a shopping date. Hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know that you are absolutely stunning, and I would love to be able to take you out. Yes, Miss Fish. Ooh, you is looking good, sister. You is cute. We got to go on a shopping date.
So, people, yes. I know a number of bisexual men, bilovual men, and some of them are even late 90s babies, right? And all of them have explained that, yes, it can still be complicated, especially with women. And lacking trust that the man is genuinely into them and genuinely into anybody's gender, but just genuinely into them as a person as well. And some just, yes, some of my friends actually just live gay lives because they have explained that, you know what, being bisexual and trying to date women is complex. Like you can't. And I have heard some horror stories about dudes my friends who are bi and have dated women, and they try to be honest about the fact that, hey, you know, I'm into you. You know, you are beautiful. Just like the guy in the video. You are beautiful. You are exceptional. Oh, I love it. I think we would be an excellent couple. And being honest with you, I want to let you know that, yes, I am also attracted to men. And there are some women in the world who are cool with this. Yes, that's true. And it's not a problem with some, but for others, it's like a difficulty can be in that it's like stepping outside of the patriarchy. And people are often quite uncomfortable with stepping outside of the patriarchy, which is so common. Anyway, all right. And the previous topic was a long time. So share, subscribe, and share again. Here comes topic number C. Letter C. And click like, please, and thank you. Yes. C.
Hashtag live Mike TV 240 at urban _ Hashtag Cerebral TV 240 at Jake W. Cornell at these _ thems at N. Hashtag It's Okay at Sean Fowler. Hashtag Verse TV 240C.
Things are going to be okay. That too. That's also going to be okay. One day at a time. Don't be so hard on yourself. Things are going to be okay.
Ooh, thank you. And I meant to put that in his comments. Thank you. Thank you, actually. A Whitney Houston style. Thank you. Anyway, but yes, as far as that, I remember him saying that, it's going to be okay. Yes, that too. Because when he was like, it's going to be okay, I was like, but what about awful things like medical bills? I really, really, really dislike having MS because I am totally not someone who is, if I didn't have MS, I would totally be out of the, anyway, I was just a healthy young man. Oh, well, now I'm in the system, whatever. Anyway, but yes, medical bills. But yes, that'll be okay too. And as far as connecting the whole MS and everything, I think about my little brother from Big Brothers Big Sisters, because I did that before I was diagnosed with MS. And I think a couple of years into that, I was diagnosed with MS. And I actually, I stopped doing Big Brothers Big Sisters because the way doctors presented me with MS at that time, I think things are getting better, but I was diagnosed in 2010. And what they presented me with at that time was the particular doctor who diagnosed me, and even the doctor who gave me a second opinion, was, yeah, you've got MS. I'm giving you the MS. And at that time, I was still running and swimming and everything, but it was like, well, you got MS. So, and I was like, and I asked them this, does that mean that I'm going to die? And they're like, no, it doesn't mean you're going to die, but it means that your life is going to, they didn't say your life is going to suck, but it means that physically your quality, and this is what she said, your quality of life is probably going to decline a lot. And what she said to me when she diagnosed me, and like I said, at that time, I was still running and swimming and all of that stuff. But she was like, yeah, I'm going to give you the MS diagnosis, so you might as well go ahead and quit your job and just start living on disability insurance anyway. Like, isn't that what you want to do? And she didn't say, isn't that what you want to do? But when she said that, I was, in my mind, I was like, no, thank God Almighty, hallelujah. I actually really like what I do for a living. I like where I work. a lot. So no, I don't want to just quit my job and just live on disability. No, I don't want to do that. And I didn't. And there are struggles that I've had, but while the path can be a very negative downward for people, there are also those who are thriving in spite of. Like the singer Tamia, I love her. She's had the MS diagnosis much longer than me, and she's still going on tour. I was talking to my friend who helped me at the movie just the other day as in Saturday. I was talking to him about us going to see Tamia and Joe when they come to Cleveland. Well, they're scheduled to come to Cleveland. So, yay, I can't wait. And I love that. And Tamia has a song called Keep Hope Alive. Actually, it's from the Apprentice album years ago, the movie The Apprentice with Whoopi Goldberg. That song, Keep Hope Alive, is so beautiful, and I love it. And technically, she did that song before she was diagnosed with MS. It's just that she still is going. I'm like, don't give up. Don't give up, because you're inspiring me, and I hope to inspire somebody also. Just like that, as I was going up the steps at the movie theater, that woman was, okay, Aaron, stop it. Stop it. Anyway, but yeah, she was saying, keep going, lift those legs. Yes, you can do it. And yes, you too. You can do it too. It's going to be okay. You can do it. We can do it. We must. We can't give up. We cannot give up. We've got to keep going. Keep hope alive. I will also say this in reference to the doctors being like, when I was diagnosed, you might as well just give up all hope and just live on disability and take whatever, just as long as we want, and let that be your life. And I was speaking with another doctor, one of my doctors at Cleveland Clinic. Cleveland Clinic is where it's at. One of the best in the world, particularly for MS diagnosis in the world. And I was talking to him, and he was like, he explained that honestly, as doctors, we have to tell you to give up. Because if we tell you anything other than just give up, and you go out there and try to do things and you hurt yourself trying to do things, you can then turn around and sue us. And that's a malpractice suit. And in this lawsuit happy world, that's what many people want. And it's like, oh, I get it. Because I am so grateful that he was so honest with me about that stuff, because I asked him about, I was like, do you think I'll ever get out of this walker? And he was like, as a doctor, we have to tell you no, but I will say anything is possible. And then he explained the whole, we have to be negative, because if you try anything other than just giving up and hurt yourself, that might be grounds for a lawsuit. And it's so unfortunate that that's the world in which we live, but that is the world in which we live. Yes, it will be okay. Be patient with yourself. Don't let negativity fill your mind and defeat yourself. You will be okay. I will be okay. We will all be okay. Hallelujah. Yes. And that the yes or no question is, do you believe it will all be okay? And my answer is yes. With time, patience, and positivity. And even my acupuncturist spoke of the importance of having a positive mindset in order for things to be most effective. You must have a positive mindset. What time? Where are we? 44. All right. So, hashtag comments. Are we ready for the next one that I'm going to have to fish through? Okay. Marvelous.
Hashtag live Mike TV 240 at urban_music. Hashtag Hey Shore TV 240 at Gay Magazine. Hashtag Verse TV 240B. Hashtag Cerebral TV 240 at Jake W. Cornell at these_thems at Anatolio __ at Nicholas K. Thinks. Hashtag Verse TV 240E. Hashtag Live Mike TV 240 at urban_music_lovers. Hashtag Verse TV 240.
Now, I'm not sure why this isn't coming. I don't want to just push it to next week, but maybe this will be an abbreviated show. Maybe, kinda. Because for whatever reason, that topic is just not here. And I don't understand why at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's just not here. So I'll do it next week, I think. Yeah. All right. So now we're at ABC E. Topic E. Yes.
Hashtag Cerebral TV 240 at Jake W. Cornell at these_thems at Anatolio __ at Nicholas K. Thinks. Hashtag Verse TV 240E.
Christmas would make so much more sense to me if Santa is gay. I do think the narrative of Christmas makes more sense if Santa is gay. I don't think... You're telling me we do this... We do that to a tree for a straight man? I don't think we do, love. It doesn't... That's for a gay guy. Do you know what I mean? It's like Santa and his husband, they, like, instead of, like, having kids, they, like, move to, like, the North Pole. It's like, honestly, like, old school Fire Island, old school P-Town coded, like, start a business, like, making toys, giving them out to kids. I guess not a business, it's a nonprofit, but you know what I mean? Giving the toys out, and, like, it's, like, very gay uncle. It's very... That's not... He travels in a sleigh with reindeer. That's not... I don't see that for a straight man. The only thing the leaving out the milk and cookies, it's not high enough in protein or fiber. That is the hole in the narrative. Otherwise, I do just think do you see what I'm saying? I don't think, and I love it. I hope, welcome to the rainbow, Santa, officially.
It's just really hard to get used to the they pronoun, you know? Is it though? Well, yeah, it's just unnatural.
I'm always confused how they can be a singular pronoun.
Yes.
It's linguistically incorrect.
Mm-hmm. What was that? Oh, someone dropped their keys.
Oh, did they now?
Text. When my family asks me about my sexuality,
100% straight. It's the heterosexuality for me, sis. Honey, I am straighter than a number 2 pencil. I kiss women on the mouth, and I like it, honey. How can I be gay when I like the JJ? How can I be gay? Honey, the only thing that goes in my mouth is kitty cat. Kitty cat. If you're gay and you know it, clap your hands. Oh. Honey, these hands aren't clapping. They're not clapping. They're not clapping. Honey, these hands are stuck. I think men are icky. Icky like little boogers. And to all the straight men out there like myself, you better work.
Text: the Pentagon, the U.S. Treasury, the U.S. Navy, the IRS.
Just as a heads up, we lost about $3.8 trillion this year in military spending that we're currently not able to track. Oh, yeah, we also have about $5 trillion that we spent during the pandemic that we don't really know where it went. On that note, we have a $30 million F-35 fighter jet that we're actually not able to track right now either. It got lost. Speaking of missing money, there is this single mother in Alabama who hasn't paid us $2.12. So I'm thinking we send her to jail.
Share, subscribe, and share again. Thank you. And click like. Thank you. All right, so something is afoot. A brew. Let's see if this works.
Hashtag live Mike TV 240 at urban_music_lovers. Hashtag Verse TV 240F.
So much to my life. Oh, God so loved the world. He blessed us all with you. Then he gave me a heart, and now I'm giving it to you, baby. And these tears I cry are tears of joy. My happiness, I do rejoice in the love you give unselfishly. Your constant sacrifice.
All right. So, yes. And that is that. And yes, yes, yes. So, as far as that song, that's of course Tears. And one of the, I guess there are different versions of that song, Tears. I would assume that the single was called, because the name of it is Tears. Tears, Crying All Alone. No, Tears, Ron, Crying All Alone version. And all right, y'all. So this is just It's totally, I don't even have to acknowledge it. I don't. So, as far as move, please. That song, I did not like it when it initially came out, but at the time it came out in 96, 97, it got so, I was living in New Orleans, and it got so much play on the radio. It's one of those things that it grew on me. Now, it's my understanding, actually, from this is actually something that's been studied by people in the music industry. If you hear a song 12 times, if you listen to it 12 times, eventually, you will, not eventually, after the 12th time, you will actually like that song. And that's something that's been studied. So I guess I heard it 12 times, and perhaps even less, because it's actually a really good song. And I genuinely like it. And one thing that's interesting is, as far as the mid to late 90s, a lot of artists from, quote, back in the day released albums that were actually really good. Because, yes, the Isley Brothers had the album Mission to Please, and the Temptations came back with the album Phoenix Rising, and an album that I love, one of my favorite albums ever. It's totally a no skips album. Nancy Wilson came out with her album If I Had My Way. And it's interesting, I just introduced my dad to that album this weekend. And he was like, well, you say no skips? Let me give it a listen. And he gave it a listen. And he too is like, oh my gosh, that album, I love it. Because that album is so great. And as far as Nancy Wilson, and I'm not going to make this whole thing about 56 minutes. I have enough time. So, yeah, as far as the album Nancy Wilson's If I Had My Way, what I love about it, as I said to him Sunday, I was like, that album, I am a fan of the 90s, right? I am a 90s kid, an 80s baby, 80s toddler, 90s kid, 90s teen. And that album has everything that I loved of 90s music, including diva belting, because Nancy Wilson can belt. And it's like, oh yes, I love it. I love it. And as far as Ron Isley and that song, Tears, it's a beautiful song. I didn't like, and I think that's part of the thing too, I didn't love ballads when I was a kid, because I was like, I just wanted stuff to be up tempo, especially since I wasn't dating or anything, or not really dating. That's another story for another day. As far as my attempted interactions with a woman, with a girl, but whatever. Another story, another day. I have a million stories, and I just didn't like slow songs. Sometimes there would be a slow song that I like, but those were few and far between. I liked up-tempo songs, and I realized, as far as the music, do I have time to go into all that? I don't need to go into all that. Yeah. So I will go into all this, though. Ooh. I did not know this before, but Ron Isley has very thick, bushy eyebrows. And I love some thick, bushy eyebrows on a man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that increases their attractiveness, in my opinion. IMHO. In more ways than one. Let me stop. But yeah, I particularly really like that. And I realize in retrospect, as I was thinking about it in relation to my answer, I'm like, I think that actually kind of comes from the fact that when I was coming up younger in the gay community, yes, I was. I've evolved. I have evolved. But I used to be one of those mask only. Femme, no. Mask only. But one of the guys that I dated, who I saw as masculine, he was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, we're dudes who deal with other dudes. We, quite frankly, suck dick. So it's like, there has to be some femininity, some mix of femininity in all of us. And that coming from him, a person who I saw as masculine, I was like, that's interesting. Okay. And it helped me think, started me on my way to thinking differently. Anyway, as far as the eyebrows, when I was very team mask and mask only, I noticed some dudes would tease their eyebrows and like make their eyebrows all thin. And I intensely disliked that because I saw that as femininity in a man. And I could not put up with that mix. I was like, no. But interestingly enough, when I was in my early 30s, I had gotten to the point that I was like, you know what? I feel so comfortable in my manhood as a same-gender loving man. I started asking, it started off as a mistake because I told him, I was like, I want my eyebrows to be the same width as my beard. My shin straps, whatever this is called. And he thought that I was saying that I wanted him to tease my eyebrows. And he was like, okay. And he's actually a really cool dude. He's the first barber that I came out to. And he was like, all right, I could tell. I knew. And I was like, really? Anyway, actually, how much time? Okay, I'm not going to make time for it. So, yes, I love thick eyebrows on a dude, but it mainly comes from the fact that I used to be so anti all things men mixing femme in their being. But I still love thick eyebrows on a dude. I do. And Ron Isley has some thick eyebrows. I love it. Also, I'm not saying anything yet. One day. All right, #VersTV family. I'm Aaron Mack. This has been week 240. Peace. #VersTV.com. Whoop. And stay blessed. Have a good day. Yes.